right when you said that the Proud Boys should stand back and stand by?
I don't know who the Proud Boys are. I mean, you'll have to give me a definition because I really don't know who they are. I can only say they have to stand down, let law enforcement do their work. Law enforcement will do the work more and more. As people see how bad this radical liberal Democrat movement is and how weak, the law enforcement's going to come back stronger and stronger. But again, I don't know who Proud Boys are, but whoever they are, they have to stand down, let law enforcement do their work.
Well, Mr. President, in this speech when you said stand by, that's my first question.
Just stand by. Look, law enforcement will do their work. They're going to stand down. They have to stand down. Everybody. They have to stand, whatever group you're talking about, let law enforcement do the work. Now, Antifa is a real problem because the problem is on the left. And Biden refuses to talk about it. He refuses to issue the words law and order. You saw that last night when he choked up. He can't say the words because he'll lose the rest of the left. So he's got to condemn Antifa. Antifa is a very bad group.
So, yeah. Mr. President, when you follow up, white supremacists, they clearly love you and support you. Do you welcome that?
I want law and order to be a very important part. It's a very important part of my campaign. And when I say that, what I'm talking about is law enforcement the police have to take care. And they should stop defunding the police like they've done in New York. Like they've done in New York. I just told you.
But you denounce them. Do you denounce
I've always denounced any form of any of that you have to denounce. But I also, Joe Biden has to say something about Antifa. It's not a philosophy. These are people that hit people over the head with baseball bats. He's got to come out and he's got to be strong and he's got to condemn Antifa. And it's very important that he does it.
Caitlin, the president can say he doesn't know who the Proud Boys are. But the fact of the matter is that that's eerily similar to exactly what he says when he's been presented with something that he doesn't want to answer to in the past. It seems his way of getting out of having to answer it or inoculate himself from having to take a stance. I mean, just remember back to 2016 when CNN's Jake Tapper asked him very specifically if he will denounce David Duke, if he wants David Duke's support, and he says, I don't know who David Duke is. He seems to be taking a very similar, same tactic here. There's no chance, Caitlin, that the aides inside the White House don't have that answer for him, who the Proud Boys are, and can't give him more detail had he wanted to hear it.
Also, look at the context in which this was brought up last night. It was when Chris Wallace was asking the president to denounce these white supremacist groups. He was making very clear in what realm he was referencing the Proud Boys, because then you saw Chris Wallace giving the president that opportunity, and the president said, I will denounce them, but he said, give me a name. What name do you want me to denounce? And that's when Joe Biden stepped in and said the Proud Boys. The president repeated the name, the Proud Boys. So it is very clear, if you were using context clues, what this group was. If the president is maintaining the story that he has no idea who this group is. He knew what it was, but instead of taking that chance to say, okay, I denounce them, the president instead gave them this new tagline that they have been celebrating today, the stand down and stand by, basically saying this suggestion to be at the ready. Certainly that's the way they took it. So of course you've got to look at the context here of what it was brought up, how the group reacted to it. They certainly didn't take it as any kind of denouncement from the president, but now he is trying to clean up those remarks several hours later after we got a lot of blowback from some of his usual allies.
Let's see if the damage is done, if this clears anything up for anyone who cares and should really on the president's stance on this. Caitlin, thanks so much. Caitlin's at the White House for us. All right, let's talk about this now with CNN's Sarah Seidner, who has done in-depth reporting on the Proud Boys and groups like it. And also joining us is Rashad Robinson. He's the president of Color of Change. Sarah, the president says he doesn't know who the Proud Boys are. Why don't you help inform him?
Okay, I shall. And it's interesting that if he doesn't know who a group is, then why is he repeating their name and then giving them what they saw as an order or a rallying cry to stand back and, and stand by? So, by the way, those words are now printed on shirts that they're selling. They are going to be using it as a recruiting tool. It makes them more well-known, and they're going to be trying to get more people into their group. Now, the group that the president is talking about in the debate, the Proud Boys, say that they are not white supremacists. They have people from all different racial backgrounds that are members of this group. However, they have certainly been involved in what one judge called political violence and intimidation. And there is a case in New York, where you are, in Manhattan in 2018, where there is video of them shown, beating these anti-fascists all dressed all in black, and the Proud Boys, something is thrown at them, and they come at them, and there are, a bunch of them kicking, beating, and two of them were convicted for attempted assault. This is the video there that the police put out, looking at what happened there. You see there's one person in the red hat, and so the Proud Boys, just a melee there, and two of them were convicted of this. And you see them over and over again. What they usually do is they show up, they have a rally saying it's about free speech or about, their own anti-fascism against the far left, and they come completely armed to the teeth, with body armor on, and they say every time, this is only for defending ourselves. But that's not how New York saw it. They've also said they are not a hate group. They are suing over being called a hate group, but that's not how the agencies and organizations that track hate and that track hateful behavior see it. They've been studying them for a long time, and they are adamant. The ADL telling me today, this is a hate group, full stop, looking at all the things that they have done and said over time.